2 cartons of eggs, same grade A large label, same price. One yolk stands tall and round when cooked. The other spreads flat and watery. 8 major grocery chains were investigated using federal recall records, a class action lawsuit, an independent transparency scorecard that audits egg producers, and real customer reviews. This is not a food safety panic video. Most of what is wrong here will not make anyone sick. It is about what the carton does not say. By the end, viewers will know 4 label terms to check before buying eggs again: cage-free, pasture-raised, organic, and natural. In the 8th place, Walmart's egg aisle delivers the sharpest warning signs in the entire ranking. The chain's low-price reputation comes bundled with a history of large-scale recalls, legal scrutiny, and persistent consumer complaints. In June 2025, the FDA pulled more than 20 million eggs produced by August Egg Company, brown, cage-free, and organic cartons that landed directly on Walmart shelves. The CDC closed its investigation weeks later, confirming 134 salmonella cases across 10 states, with 38 hospitalizations and 1 death in California. The legal record is just as troubling. A 2018 class action lawsuit accused Walmart and its supplier, Cal-Maine, of misleading shoppers with outdoor access claims on organic market-side eggs. Court documents revealed that hens spent their lives inside industrial barns with less than 1% ever reaching sunlight, screened porches, not open pasture. The case settled without a final judgment, but the evidence left a mark. Transparency scores echo the same problem. Cornucopia's scorecard gives Walmart's great value and market-side eggs the lowest possible rating, citing total refusal to disclose farm sources. Meanwhile, customer reviews have called out watery yolks, thin whites, and eggs that fail basic fry tests. For the country's biggest grocer, the gap between marketing and verifiable quality remains the widest, making Walmart the clearest example of how a cheap egg can carry hidden risks that the carton never mentions. Number 7. Sam's Club's members mark eggs present a different kind of credibility problem. Unlike Walmart, there's no record of a federal recall or class action lawsuit tied to this brand. The issue comes down to shifting quality and a lack of answers. Members Mark is marketed as a premium, pasture-raised option, setting expectations for rich flavor and deep orange yolks. But since the 2024 egg shortage, customer reviews have flagged a clear decline. Yolks that were once vibrant now appear pale yellow, with a lighter texture and less satisfying taste. Multiple shoppers connect the change directly to the shortage, noting that quality hasn't bounced back. Despite repeated complaints, Sam's Club has offered no public explanation for the drop or any details about changes in sourcing or feed. The result is a brand that avoids official enforcement but loses trust through silence, leaving members to wonder what actually changed behind the label. Number 6. Safeway's O Organics. Eggs present a textbook case of premium branding, outpacing what's actually verifiable behind the label. Shoppers pay top dollar for the O Organics carton, expecting higher standards. But in August 2025, this brand was named directly in the federal salmonella recall traced to August Egg Company. That recall swept up over 1 million dozen eggs, including O Organics lots,
with specific plant codes and sell-by dates. The recall alone would be enough to raise questions, but the transparency gap is even wider. The Cornucopia Institute's Egg Scorecard gave O Organics the lowest rating, just 1 egg out of 5, after Safeway refused to disclose where its hens are raised or which farms supply its eggs. For a product that costs more and markets itself as organic, this refusal stands out. The result is a carton that looks trustworthy on the shelf, but leaves shoppers with almost no way to verify the source or standards behind the price. Number 5. Kroger and its Simple Truth line land in the middle of the ranking, illustrating how decent kitchen results can still come with a transparency problem. Simple Truth eggs are pitched as a clean label, additive-free option, appealing to shoppers who want something straightforward in their fridge. Yet, the reality behind the label is less clear. In the 2025 federal salmonella recall, Ralph's, a Kroger-owned store, was named among the retailers carrying affected eggs, and Simple Truth appeared directly on the list of recalled brands. The Cornucopia Institute's Egg Scorecard gives Simple Truth a single egg rating, the lowest possible, after Kroger refused to disclose which farms supply its eggs. Despite this, customer reviews are generally favorable, with many buyers praising the taste and rich yolk color. The eggs themselves perform well in the pan, but the sourcing story stops at the carton. Kroger edges out Safeway here because the eating experience is stronger, but the lack of sourcing disclosure remains a stubborn gap. Number 4. Whole Foods and its 365 brand carry a reputation for setting higher food standards, but that image falters under closer inspection. Despite the absence of any recall or lawsuit tied to the 365 eggs, transparency remains the sticking point. When the Cornucopia Institute asked for farm-level sourcing details on the 365 organic line, Whole Foods declined to provide any information. As a result, Cornucopia assigned the same 1 egg lowest rating to 365 that it gave to Walmart's Great Value eggs. For a premium-priced brand, this refusal to disclose puts Whole Foods on the same transparency level as discount competitors, a gap that's hard to ignore. The eggs themselves may not raise safety alarms, but the expectation of better sourcing and openness is left unmet. Shoppers paying extra for the 365 label find themselves with no more insight into where their eggs come from than if they had chosen the cheapest option on the shelf. Coming to the top 3, Target's Good and Gather eggs offer a lesson in how a brand can perform well in kitchens even as it falls short on transparency. No recall or lawsuit has touched this label, setting it apart from chains caught in federal investigations or legal disputes. Yet, when the Cornucopia Institute pressed for details on where Good and Gather eggs are actually produced, Target provided nothing beyond the broadest sourcing claims, earning a 1 egg score, the lowest possible for disclosure. Despite this, customer reviews consistently highlight firm shells and a reliable golden yolk, with many buyers rating the eating experience above that of premium competitors like Whole Foods. For shoppers already in Target, the eggs are a safe, convenient bet at breakfast. Still, the carton tells little about the hens' lives or the farms behind the brand, leaving a persistent gap between what's sold and what's truly known. Number 2, Trader Joe's private label eggs create one of the sharpest contradictions in the entire ranking. On the surface, these eggs are a customer favorite. Reviewers across multiple platforms praise the deep orange yolks, firm whites, and rich flavor that set them apart from most store brands. In taste tests and everyday cooking, Trader Joe's eggs routinely outperform more expensive competitors, with buyers describing them as some of the best eggs available in a national chain. Yet behind the quirky branding and reputation for quality, the story takes a turn. When the Cornucopia Institute asked Trader Joe's to disclose its egg sourcing, the company refused, offering no information about the farms or practices behind its private label. As a result, Cornucopia assigned Trader Joe's the lowest possible transparency score, just 1 egg out of 5. This leaves shoppers in a bind. The eggs deliver in the pan, but the carton reveals nothing about where they come from, how the hens are treated, or what standards are actually met. Trader Joe's stands as the clearest example that strong customer reviews and good eating experience do not fill the gap left by a lack of sourcing transparency. And finally, in first place, Costco's Kirkland Signature eggs come the closest to delivering on the promise of transparency, even if the bar remains low. Kirkland eggs require a paid membership, but they offer bulk pricing that appeals to families and heavy cooks alike. What sets Costco apart is its partial willingness to pull back the curtain. The Cornucopia Institute scorecard gives Kirkland a 2 out of 5 rating. That's still a failing grade, but it stands above every other major retailer in this ranking. The key difference is traceability. Researchers have linked part of the Kirkland Signature supply chain to Wilcox Family Farms, a named operation known for cage-free, organic production with pasture access periods. This is the only instance in the entire list where shoppers can identify a real farm behind the carton, rather than a faceless corporate distributor or a generic regional source. No federal recall has ever touched Kirkland eggs, and no class action lawsuit has targeted the brand or its suppliers. For consumers, that means fewer red flags and a rare chance to verify at least part of the supply story. Costco still falls short of full disclosure. Most Kirkland cartons won't tell you exactly which farm produced your eggs, but it's the only major chain here to take even a partial step toward transparency. In a market where most cartons reveal little and promise much, that makes Kirkland Signature the closest thing to a passing grade. Across all 8 chains, one pattern stands out. What the carton leaves unsaid matters as much as what it claims. Shoppers aren't being lied to. They're just not being told enough. In today's grocery aisle, the real gap isn't in freshness, but in transparency. Read labels with skepticism.